Mr. Regal, I appreciate your time.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have to excuse me. I have a contract signing to attend to.
You have a good day. Thank you very much. This is going to be great.
Things continue to heat up here on NXT with TakeOver Brooklyn 1 week away from Saturday. And we can tell you after the altercation last week here on NXT, Samoa Joe, our champion, will go head-to-head with Mojo Rawley tonight here on NXT.
I still want to know what's up with Bobby Roode.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome NXT General Manager, William Regal.
In 2 weeks, at NXT TakeOver, the former NXT Women's Champion Bayley will challenge the lady that defeated her for that very title, the current NXT Women's Champion, Asuka. One of the biggest rematches in NXT history will be made tonight when we sign this contract. So please, could we bring out the challenger, the former NXT Women's Champion, Bayley.
It was last week here on NXT that Bayley came out to join us briefly on commentary, sat at ringside to take in the Champions match. Asuka, Bayley invoking her rematch clause for Brooklyn.
Listen, we all remember what happened last time Bayley competed on the stage in a sold-out Barclays Center. She made history. That match with Sasha Banks lives on today as one of the greatest women's wrestling matches we've ever seen. But can she do it against someone like Asuka?
That was the request of Bayley to do it in Brooklyn, the place that means so much there. You're absolutely right. The loss in Dallas, that has bothered Bayley, but Bayley has shown a different side against Asuka over the last few weeks.
And now the current, defending, reigning, and undefeated NXT Women's Champion, Asuka.
You're looking at a very confident champion, the one that gave Bayley a ringside seat to a matchup where Asuka toyed with her opponent last week, but Mr. Regal hit a very important word there, undefeated. Ever since Asuka debuted, she is undefeated here in NXT. Asuka claiming the NXT Women's Championship in Dallas via submission from Bayley. Asuka has shown no fear to the former NXT Women's Champion.
Bayley, you've wanted this rematch for a very long time. In fact, ever since TakeOver Dallas. So please, sign on the dotted line and you will get your wish.
I've been fighting for this since the day that I stepped through the NXT doors. 3.5 years ago, I have faced against the most successful women who have ever walked down that ramp. I've competed against Becky Lynch, Sasha, Paige, Charlotte, Nia Jax, and I was seen as the underdog. That was until last year at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn when the underdog became the champion. Brooklyn, my dream came true, and that championship you have around your shoulder became a part of me. And if Brooklyn was my dream, then Dallas was my nightmare as I woke up and saw you raising my NXT Women's Championship. But looking back now, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for how tough that match was going to be. But I can tell you right here, right now, that I am ready. Asuka, you are the toughest woman that I've ever been in the ring with. But for me, the Asuka mystique is gone. I'm going back to Brooklyn, and I am doing something that no one has ever been able to do, and that is beat you and become the first ever two-time NXT Women's Champion.
Bailey, you don't have what it takes. I will under your dreams where they came true. But I respect you.
And I respect you, Asuka. But the last time you were in a contract signing, you were left lying on the mat. And if you don't want history to repeat itself, I suggest you take your hand, you sign that contract, and you get ready for the biggest fight of your life at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
It's official. At NXT TakeOver on August the 20th, Bailey will face Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship.
The match is set for 1 week from Saturday. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, sold out at the Barclays Center. Can Bailey make it happen twice? Not only in Brooklyn, but a two-time NXT Women's Champion.
Listen, we just saw some fire out of Bailey that I don't know we've ever seen before. Definitely a new attitude from Bailey, but will it be enough to dethrone the Empress of Tomorrow in a sold-out Barclays Center? Good luck, Bailey. You're gonna need it.
But coming up next here on NXT Tag Team Action, the devastating force of the Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering behind them. What do they have in store tonight? Find out next.
The world demands a heavyweight champion on Raw.
The opportunity to become the first ever WWE Universal Champion.
Both these men have a chance to make history.
Send out a special thank you to Of Mice and Men for their song Relentless, which you can only hear right here on NXT. It's one of the official theme songs of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn off their upcoming album Old World, available September 9th. Make sure you pre-order this album today.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall, being led to the ring by Paul Ellering at a combined weight of 615 pounds. The Authors of Pain.
The Authors of Pain have destroyed a lot of competition already here on NXT in recent weeks. They obliterated American Alpha. The Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering at the helm, they look like a force to be reckoned with.
Of course they are. These two behemoths can do whatever they want, whenever they want. But fortunately for the NXT universe, they only listen to one man, and that is the mastermind, Paul Ellering.
Fortunately or unfortunately for anyone that steps in the ring against them, Nails and Ryzen in tag team action yet again here tonight to take on the Authors of Pain. And again, Paul Ellering has given us very little information about these two monsters. We still don't know who these two men are. Just two 280-pound. I don't know how to describe them.
They
seriously.
are behemoths and they are agile. Oh my God! Power and agility in a combination I don't think we've ever seen before.
Elbow drops right to the back of Nails here.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
You can pick up your spleen, section 103.
Ryzen was inadvertently tagged into this matchup. Oh, the big tattooed one just whipped into the corner. Oh, and the other one follows.
It's like standing in front of a parade of tanks. Oh God, look at this.
Oh! Into power bombs! Have you ever seen anything like that? The Authors of Pain clobbering Rob Ryzen. AOP on top again.
Here are your winners, the Authors of Pain.
Paul Ellering very, very happy.
Oh, these two maniacs aren't done yet.
Come on.
I just want to know where Ellering found these two
Whoa,
monsters.
whoa. Hey, wait a minute. Here comes TM61. Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. They're going after the Authors of Pain.
Hey, give them credit. Give TM61 all the credit in the world for having the bravery or the lack of brain cells to attack the Authors of Pain. Here we go. Bam!
Oh! Miller just got dropped, and Shane Thorne caught up now.
Thorne just about got decapitated. That wasn't the brightest decision TM61 have ever made.
Listen, give credit to Nick Miller and Shane Thorne coming down to help out some fellow members of the tag team division, but look at the devastation here at ringside.
I gotta be honest with you, as terrifying as these guys are, I could watch them all day. Let's take another look at this. These two beasts, double powerbomb. The good news is these two gentlemen won't need grave diggers because the Authors of Pain just planted them 6 feet into the ground.
We saw them finish off American Alpha with that exact same move. The Authors of Pain get the win, but it was after the match. TM61 come to help out. Nails and Ryzen to no avail.
Much to the detriment of TM61, they tried to do what they felt was the right thing, and they got destroyed for it.
Authors of Pain, they're here for one thing, to achieve greatness.
Shinsuke, your actions have clearly angered Samoa Joe. Are you concerned about his threat to take you out before TakeOver Brooklyn?
Yeah. I'm not hard to find, but Samoa Joe shouldn't worry. I will find him when I want to.
welcome back. And tonight, NXT is powered by Tap Out. Men's and women's athletic apparel available now at JCPenney, jcpenney.com, and tapout.com.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 245 pounds, Andrade Cien Almas.
Andrade Cien Almas remains undefeated here in NXT and has certainly brought his own style that we haven't seen before here.
Andrade, one of the most exciting superstars on the roster. It seems like every time Cien steps in the ring, we see something new. The sky's the limit for this guy.
Made a name for himself at TakeOver, defeating the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. What is next for Almas?
You are now about to witness the curse of greatness.
And his opponent from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 260 pounds, Angelo Dawkins.
Finally, Tom, you ask a question I can answer for you. What's next for Andrade Cien Almas is Angelo Dawkins. And listen, I like Dawkins. I think the world of this guy. I think he has a bright future, but he likes to compare himself to LeBron James. Me personally, I would compare him to Kevin Durant.
Why is that?
Because I think that if Dawkins does not win tonight, there's a good chance he'll ask Almas to start a tag team.
That was good. Angelo Dawkins considers himself cursed by greatness, and anytime you step in the ring with Angelo Dawkins, you are effectively on Dawkins Island.
The bell is ringing, and Dawkins is
He's still doing his entrance.
Pre-match ritual.
But is that the sign of a guy who's full of himself? There are a lot of athletes out there.
The word delusion comes to mind.
A lot of athletes who believe, this guy's obviously all about branding himself. You see the COG, Curse of Greatness there on the side. That's a big deal nowadays. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, they're all thinking about it. Now Angelo Dawkins trying to track down Andrade Cien Almas. Easier said than done. Andrade off the ropes, and there goes Angelo Dawkins. There goes one headman. Andrade went in a little strong there against Angelo Dawkins. Whipped into the corner off the top rope here.
So much movement. Oh! Wow, what a right hand by Dawkins. That'll change the course of the match in a heartbeat.
Real sharp jab. Oh, spinning down into the corner. Angelo Dawkins looking good here. Here's the cover on Almas and a kick out. And just a reminder, you can see how the WWE Superstars are made at the WWE Performance Center All Access on September 12th right here in Orlando, Florida. Tickets are on sale now. Visit NXTtickets.com for more information.
Oh, what a kick.
Almas now into the cover here on Angelo. Shoulders down and a kick out. Almas, we talked about his experience in Mexico, once a masked luchador. Oh! Off the second rope. Oh, and there's a drop kick.
So much fluid motion by Almas. I asked Ty Dillinger what it was like being in the ring with Cien. Dillinger said it's like trying to wrestle smoke. He said Cien is just constantly moving. You don't know where he's going to come from next.
The forearms dropping Angelo Dawkins into the corner. Starting to pick it up here. Oh, the
Bam!
double knees. Angelo Dawkins in a bad place right now.
I thought he was on Dawkins Island, Tom.
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Connects with the DDT, and Andrade Cien Almas remains unbeaten.
Here is your winner, Andrade Cien Almas.
Let's take another look at how it all went down. Andrade Cien Almas with this unique hammerlock DDT. Bam! Angelo Dawkins might as well be on Gilligan's Island.
Well, after the double knees into the corner, into the DDT, I imagine the man's pretty disoriented. Andrade Cien Almas with another impressive victory here on NXT.
rejoice. It's glorious. Hallelujah.
It's glorious and it's curious. Bobby Roode seems rather impressed with Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, how can you not be impressed with Cien? Bobby Roode is here to take NXT to the next level. He probably wants to bring Cien with him.
Yeah, he wants to replace the NXT universe with presidents and vice presidents, businessmen, and get all the quote stupid cargo shorts wearing people out of Full Sail University.
CEOs, Tom. Fortune 500. Chief Executive Officer. Maybe we'll get a COO in here if we're lucky. That's Chief Operating Officer.
Congratulations! Yeah. No, not on the win. No, not on the win. I mean, it was a win. I mean, it was okay. I mean, impressive. Maybe a little sloppy. Maybe a little rough around the edges. Maybe a little minor league. But hey, you won, and that's all that matters, right? No, I'm here to congratulate you about something else. You see, I had a chance to talk to Mr. Regal earlier today. And I told him that I felt that NXT TakeOver Brooklyn needed to be a little more sophisticated. It needed a little more star power, if you know what I mean. I mean, 15,000 people jammed into the Barclays Center. I mean, that night it's gonna need something. It's gonna need, what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh yeah, it needs to be glorious. And I'm happy to tell you that he agreed, and he's put me in a match. Yeah, he's put me in a match against you. So congratulations. And by the way, amigo, I know you have a hard time understanding English, so I'm gonna say it real slow. Those 15,000 people in that arena that night, they're not paying to see you. They are paying to see me. TakeOver will be my showcase, and mark my words, that night will be glorious.
A sold-out Barclays Center, Tom. It's going to be glorious. Hallelujah, Tom. Did I get an amen?
I got it.
TakeOver Brooklyn, Bobby Roode, and Andrade Cien Almas. It's going to be sophisticated and glorious.
What a matchup in less than 2 weeks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Andrade Cien Almas is looking forward to the challenge. We get to see the in-ring debut of Bobby Roode, sold out at the Barclays Center. What's still to come here tonight on NXT? The NXT champion, before his title defense in Brooklyn, he will go one-on-one with Mojo Rawley of SmackDown Live tonight.
Have you ever seen anything like that before? It's about skills. It's about sportsmanship. It's about proving that you are the best cruiserweight on the planet.
Big thank you goes out to Banks and Steels for their song Giant, one of the official themes for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. It's off their album Anything But Words, and it's available now on iTunes and Spotify.
I only eat organic and non-GMO when I can. And you know, actually, these are low glycemic, and they help with digestion. All right. Now let's get to why I'm really here. Takeover in Brooklyn. Now we call these takeover events specials, right?
Oh, yes.
Specials.
Yes.
Well, how special could it be if I'm not on the card? And unless I missed some memo or something, I don't have an opponent in Brooklyn. I mean, Samoa Joe has an opponent. Asuka's got an opponent. Bobby Roode's got an opponent. He's been here like 5 minutes, but yet the greatest man that ever lived, no opponent. What are we going to do about that?
Austin, you're right. Somebody of your stature should have an opponent at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Of course.
And so you shall. I've got just the man.
Perfect.
Somebody you know very well. In fact, somebody you've been avoiding for a while now. No Way Jose.
Whoa.
Show yourself out, please.
I don't avoid anybody. I've been ignoring him because he's not in my league. And in Brooklyn, I'm going to show you that.
Great decision by our general manager at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Austin Aries, and No Way Jose throwdown.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Sydney, Australia, Billie Kay.
We last saw Billie Kay compete 2 weeks ago in a victorious effort. We talked about her debut on SmackDown several months ago, how impressive that was, and she certainly captured the attention of NXT officials.
How can you not capture attention when she finished her last match with the biggest boot I've seen in years? At the end of those long, glorious legs, the future is bright for Billie Kay.
It's an exciting time right now for NXT. 1 week from Saturday, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. The Barclays Center sold out. Everybody wants to be a part of it.
I still got glorious on the mind, Tom.
Calm down.
And her opponent, from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Well, let me correct myself. I had glorious on the mind, Tom. But anytime anything New Jersey happens, my mind goes right into the toilet. It's garbage. I can't handle it. I had to drive through there. I just moved to Connecticut. I had to spend
Thank
6
God.
hours in traffic. 6 hours in that garbage state.
Did you get to pump your own gas? Oh, no, wait, that's right.
No.
You had to wait in line.
I was emasculated. I had to have another grown man pump my gas for me.
I'm glad Liv Morgan and her New Jerseyans emasculated you. That makes me very happy. Calm down. Ready for NXT Women's Division action here tonight. We saw the contract signing to kick off our evening. It is official. It's all business for Bayley heading into NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1 week from Saturday to challenge Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship, but there's still a lot of matches being made for Brooklyn.
All of the pieces for the sold-out Barclays Center being put into place. We saw just a few minutes ago the glorious match that will be Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas. Not to mention the other things Mr. Regal's been up to.
Yeah, Mr. Regal giving Austin Aries a matchup that I'm not sure Aries wanted. Gonna face No Way Jose come Brooklyn. Meanwhile, these two competitors in the ring, you want to do everything you can, right, to impress Mr. Regal, get an opportunity at Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Look at this agility by Liv Morgan. I mean, aside from the fact that she's from New Jersey, I don't have much bad to say about her. She's incredibly talented. She gets better every time we see her in the ring. It's a big opportunity for her as pertains to the women's division.
And face first into the top turnbuckle, Billie Kay.
Oh! Wow, what it was, a forearm or an elbow. Whatever it was effective.
Here's the cover on Liv Morgan, and Liv kicking at it too. And you talked about the way that Billie Kay dispatched Santana Garrett a couple of weeks ago. Have you ever seen, at least here on NXT, a superstar, a female competitor with that kind of high-impact style?
That boot that she ended things with was absolutely wicked.
Into the suplex. Here's the cover on Liv Morgan and a kick out at one. And a reminder still to come here on NXT. The NXT champion Samoa Joe faces off against Mojo Rawley. Samoa Joe jumping Mojo Rawley from behind. Can Mojo get some revenge later on tonight in our main event?
It all broke down last week. I just hope that NXT ring can contain those two mammoths.
That was all because Mr. Regal didn't give any, quote, consent, or consult rather, to our NXT champion Samoa Joe for his championship match.
Tom, let me stop you right there. If you've ever been the champion of anything, you would understand Samoa Joe's mindset. It's disrespectful.
Now Billie Kay right back on Liv Morgan. Oh, and I think Liv Morgan created a little separation there with a jawbreaker. Oh, and dropping Billie. Off the ropes, and oh, and Morgan with the Bulldog.
And Morgan's all fired up. She's got a little bit left in the tank. You're looking for a monkey flip here.
Well, there goes Billie Kay, center of the ring. Liv Morgan measuring Billie Kay. Whoa.
Oh, there it is.
Another big boot from Billie Kay, and that'll do it against Liv Morgan.
Here is your winner, Billie Kay.
Billie Kay continues to impress here in the women's division. Who knows what the future holds, but yet again, she dispatches of her opponent in painful fashion. Take a look at that, face first, setting up to this tornado elbow right to the jaw.
And then watch this. This was down the stretch here. Liv Morgan thought she had a chance, and then boom, right on the jaw. The big boot, so effective for Billie Kay.
That will rearrange your face at a fraction of the cost of surgery, Tom.
Well, we are enjoying our evening here tonight on NXT. Billie Kay victorious and taking in the action here at ringside. Take a look.
Tom, check it out. It's Rich Swann, Jack Gallagher. That's Michael Cole's favorite superstar, and Noam Dar.
Some of the greatest competitors in the Cruiserweight Classic. The first round is still underway, and it happens immediately following NXT each and every Wednesday.
I want this first round to last forever. It seems like every match somehow tops the last, keeps getting more and more exciting. This Cruiserweight Classic thing is awesome. I'm so excited to be part of it.
Let's take you back to some first round action here. Two friends, two tag team partners, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, going at it in this 32-man tournament, and this was an absolute classic. Gargano with a massive power bomb here to Ciampa, sending him outside the ring, and Gargano would take down Tommaso Ciampa. That's exactly what all these superstars have done, putting it all on the line in this type of match. The big knee to the face of Gargano, and Ciampa thought he had a great opportunity right here. The backstabber off the powerbomb setup, and a kick out by Gargano. The crowd at Full Sail University could not believe it, neither could Tommaso Ciampa. The match would continue. More and more physicality, more brutality between these two best friends. And watch this as Gargano into the backslide, nearly had Ciampa. Ciampa now looking for the arm breaker. Once again, the cover here, and that would do it. Gargano knocking off Tommaso Ciampa to advance in the first round. Tremendous sportsmanship shown after the match. A ton of respect between Gargano and Ciampa.
Gentlemen, the bout that you two had at the Cruiserweight Classic tournament last week was incredible. Hard-fought competition, everything that this industry should be all about. Absolutely brilliant. But you two competing against each other is not going to affect you as a team in any way, because there's something you need to know. At NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, you both will be facing the Revival for the NXT Tag Team Championships, and I don't want anything to mess that up.
Mr. Regal, almost a year ago, you stood in this office and introduced us to the world as two of the hottest free agents in professional wrestling. I think we showed why in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Man, we went to war in the Cruiserweight Classic, and I understand the question. I do. But that's what families do. Families fight. The difference between us and family is families don't get to choose. We do. And I continue today to choose Johnny Gargano as my tag team partner.
The Revival's really big on tradition. That's good. Because in Brooklyn, history is going to repeat itself.
It's going to repeat itself when we beat the Revival again. And we become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks.
Hey. I can't wait till we ain't broke and the phone keeps ringing but we ain't home. I can't wait till we get there and we're putting something good up in the air. I can't wait to get out of this place. I can't wait till they know my face and I can say what I wanna say when I'm bigger than the Empire State.
A catalyst sparks. The beginning of a new age. The formation of a new path. Leading to unknown challenges. So says the prophecy. The prophecy of fire. That is Ember Moon.
Tell you what, I can't wait to see Ember Moon debut at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Right now it's time for tag team action. Tucker Knight, Patrick Clark ready to go. What is
You know how I feel about these two.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 400 pounds, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Now this is a team that has brought the fight to the Revival, the NXT Tag Team Champions in recent weeks, but it was last week on the Cruiserweight Classic first round competition. Johnny Gargano did defeat Tommaso Ciampa, so the question is coming into this match, can they coexist?
Well, listen, I give all the credit in the world to both Ciampa and Gargano. That was an incredible first round match, but no way.
Well, we're going to find out if they can coexist for a couple more weeks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. 1 week from Saturday, they go toe-to-toe with the Revival for the NXT Tag Team Championship live in Brooklyn at the sold-out Barclays Center.
Yeah, let's talk about how they're going to get through tonight first. Let's talk about how they're going to beat Patrick Clark and Tucker Knight. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, sure, it's like ducks on the pond, man. You say everything looks smooth and everything's easy going underneath the water. Chaos, flippers, feet, that's what's happening right now.
They seem pretty calm and collected at the moment here, as does Patrick Clark to start things off for his team.
Listen, I mean, I happen to be able to speak about this a little bit. I was a former NXT Tag Team Champion with a guy, you might have heard of him, Neville.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. And he screwed up, and I had to beat him up for it.
That's right, you stabbed your partner in the back.
Well, I had to do what I had to do for my career.
Very high and mighty of you.
And I ended up here with you, so obviously I made the wrong choice.
Johnny Gargano in control right now. And what do you think of that matchup we're going to see in Brooklyn? How do the Revival, Gargano and Ciampa stack up against each other? Difference of styles.
I think Gargano and Ciampa should be honored to be allowed in the same ring with the Revival, especially on a stage like a sold-out Barclays Center.
Allowed?
Yeah. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be in the same ring as Dash and Dawson, and they're going to be humbled. Gargano and Ciampa are going to learn they're not top guys. They don't belong in the ring with top guys.
Tag made, Ciampa now legal. The fact of the matter is that Ciampa and Gargano earned the opportunity. They earned a pinfall victory against the Revival, and they're looking pretty good right now. All things considered from the Cruiserweight Classic, they look sharp.
Listen, just listening to you babble on, Patrick Clark is my favorite wrestler now. That's how much I want to see Ciampa and Gargano lose right now.
Oh, lighten up the chest of Patrick Clark. Now Ciampa into the corner. Oh, it takes a shot at the 300-plus pounder Tucker Knight, and just run over by Patrick Clark. There comes Tucker Knight with a big knee to the gut. A big man from Hubbard, Oregon. Amateur wrestling background from Arizona State. Not too often you see a big man move like this.
Oh my God. That's it.
Cover here on Ciampa, and Tommaso kicked out.
Take another look at this. Bam! Full speed ahead. Tucker Knight doing damage.
And missed with the headbutt there, and Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, right on the back of the neck.
He got that enziguri.
Now Ciampa makes the tag to Johnny Gargano. Gargano, oh, and takes out Tucker Knight. Gargano.
Gonna take a little more than that drop kick to rock Big Tuck.
Whoa. Oh,
that might have done it.
Roll up right on the chin.
Here we go. Here, Gargano's gonna kick Ciampa right in the mouth right now.
What? You mean Tucker?
No, I meant Ciampa.
What are you talking about? Oh, and a spear drops the 300-plus pounder.
There's no way these two can be working together this smoothly.
Cruiserweight just dropped to heavyweight.
I refuse to believe it.
Oh, and Ciampa with a big knee. Oh!
All right, maybe I'm starting to believe it a little bit.
They are looking good. The NXT Tag Team Champions have got to be paying close attention.
Uh-oh, bam!
Oh!
Impact sandwich.
Good night, Tucker. Gargano and Ciampa looking great.
Here are your winners, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
All right, listen, you know I'm not a fan of admitting that I was mistaken because it doesn't happen very often, but it seems as though maybe tonight I was slightly less than accurate.
And you see Gargano and Ciampa signaling one more match, one more opportunity at the NXT Tag Team titles.
I had my doubts, but these two came in functioning like a well-oiled machine. There you see the drop kick and a knee strike, combination after combination.
And Tucker Knight getting caught here by Johnny Gargano. 300-plus pounder got dropped, and then double team work once again from Tommaso and Johnny. There was the tag. Watch this.
Bang.
Boom!
Super kick, knee strike combination. They've done it before. It looks like they're gonna do it again. The Revival better have their eyes open because Gargano and Ciampa are firing on all cylinders headed into Brooklyn.
Take it back to last week here on NXT. Hideo Itami returning to action for the first time in over a year. Suspicious circumstances surrounding his injury. Here on NXT, Itami returning to action against Sean Maluta, one of the competitors in the Cruiserweight Classic, and Hideo Itami picking up right where he left off, the hesitation drop kick in the corner, and then Hideo would pick up the pace here down the stretch. The running knee to Maluta. Hideo Itami victorious in his return to action here on NXT. Itami establishing in a big way, quote, I am back.
He's back, and he's certainly not showing any signs of ring rust. We will see him in action next week. Hideo Itami returns on NXT.
Excuse me, Mojo. What are your thoughts on facing the NXT champion Samoa Joe tonight?
I ain't that guy, man. I ain't that guy. I don't know who they think they're messing with, but they're messing with the wrong one because that's twice. Man, that's twice now that some fat 900-pound heavyweight stuck his nose in my business. Yeah, tonight, I'm bringing the fight to Joe. And it isn't even about getting hyped. Tonight, it's about getting even. Let's go!
Welcome back here to NXT. It's already been an eventful night, a lot of business for our general manager, making another big-time matchup for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Austin Aries wanted an opportunity. He's going to get one against No Way Jose at the Barclays Center.
As if TakeOver in a sold-out Barclays Center wasn't big enough, it just got glorious. We will see Bobby Roode in action as he goes head-to-head with Andrade Cien Almas in Brooklyn.
Some incredible matchups coming up 1 week from Saturday in Brooklyn. But right now it is time for our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Alexandria, Virginia, weighing in at 265 pounds, Mojo Rawley.
A very determined look in the eye of Mojo Rawley. Last week on NXT, Mojo Rawley in action against Chris Atkins. That matchup was obliterated by the NXT champion Samoa Joe, who was trying to make a statement to our general manager.
Yeah, but in the aftermath, we saw a different side of Mojo Rawley, something a lot of us have been waiting a long time to see. It could have been the genesis of a new age for Mojo Rawley, something deep inside, unleashed.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds. He is the NXT champion, Samoa Joe.
Supreme focus in the eyes of Mojo Rawley, but 1 week from Saturday, it'll be Samoa Joe who will have to focus on the #1 contender to the NXT Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Joe for the NXT title at the sold-out Barclays Center.
I cannot wait. I get excited just thinking about it. This thing's going to go down with Bo and Holyfield. I mean, this thing is a title fight in every sense of the word. But like you said, Samoa Joe needs to get through Mojo tonight. Mojo looks different than I've ever seen before. It's in his eyes.
We mentioned it before. Our general manager, Mr. William Regal, had told
Mojo,
Samoa Joe.
bull rushing him out of the gate.
Oh, look at Mojo go. Mojo going right after Samoa Joe. Two big men going at it here in our main event. And Mojo just ran over the NXT champion.
There aren't many guys on the planet who can do what Mojo's doing right now.
Oh, he just bullied Samoa Joe out of the ring.
Barreled right through him, and the champ is rocked. Needs to regain his bearings out there.
Oh, and Mojo with a sharp forearm. This is what Mojo alluded to earlier tonight.
You don't headbutt. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
Mojo broke the unwritten rule. You don't headbutt a Samoan. But apparently the same applies for Mojo Rawley.
Oh, into the stairs.
When in doubt, chuck Mojo Rawley head first into the stairs.
Well, Mojo had built up so much momentum, was so amped up here for this match. Samoa Joe used his momentum against him.
That's the in-ring experience, the veteran mindset. That is one of the many reasons why Samoa Joe is the NXT champion.
That's one thing we expected about this match is because Samoa Joe weathered the early emotional storm from Mojo Rawley. Right now in control.
You got to wonder if Samoa Joe's still reeling from the effects. I mean, Mojo came at him full speed ahead, and that was a good minute and a half, 2 minutes of straight beatdown from Mojo.
Joe's not quite used to that. Not too many superstars step to the throne, step to the king like that. Now, Mojo Rawley in a lot of trouble, but continues to fight. Said earlier tonight, when I start flying around, I'm nobody's idea of fun. Tonight, I get even against Samoa Joe.
Mojo's got the right mindset. That's the kind of attitude you have to have if you want to compete at championship level. Bang! They call him Joey Head Rocker. Kick you right in the brain.
If you're Shinsuke Nakamura watching this matchup, you're paying very close attention to how much Mojo Rawley was able to get into the head of Samoa Joe early. That is the one thing that Shinsuke Nakamura is best at, mind games. Oh! Oh, and Samoa Joe with a big elbow drop. 282-pounder right to the chest. Here's the cover and the kick out.
You would think Nakamura is paying close attention to this match ahead of this massive match in Brooklyn. But knowing Nakamura, he might be listening to Prince albums, eating cotton candy somewhere. I don't know, the guy's, he's a little bit out there.
You think he's that confident about the match?
Yeah. You see it in the ring. It's all about staying relaxed. That's what Nakamura excels at. He doesn't make mistakes that are caused by frustration. He stays cool. He's going to do his homework. He knows exactly what Samoa Joe brings to the table, but he's going to do it in his own unique Nakamura way.
Well, you got to pay attention to the way that Samoa Joe steamrolled his way to the championship, the way he took out Finn Balor in a steel cage match on a warpath ever since last winter.
Uh-oh, he's looking for that muscle buster. Mojo Rawley's a big, big man to get in that position, though.
Mojo, 265-pounder, creating space, and flying through the air. Now, Mojo's got an opportunity.
Does Joe have it locked in?
Looking for the Coquina clutch.
Great wherewithal by Mojo.
And Mojo! Mojo with a big move there on Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe got on the shoulder off the mat.
Sort of a modified full Nelson slam. He didn't get the full Nelson fully locked, but it looked pretty effective nonetheless. Can Mojo capitalize on the champ right now?
Joe looks dazed for a moment here, and look at Mojo Rawley. Mojo picking up.
Spike!
Oh!
Good night.
Oh, and a message right to the King of Strong Style. Coquina clutch, middle of the ring. Mojo Rawley caught in the clutch here by the NXT champion Samoa Joe. And Mojo Rawley, no choice but to tap out.
Here is your winner by submission, the NXT champion, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe came out tonight ready for battle, as did Mojo Rawley. I gotta give all the credit in the world to Mojo. That was about the most impressive showing I've ever seen out of him. But you have got an angry, determined NXT champion in Samoa Joe. Here we go.
No. Once again here on Mojo Rawley, the Coquina clutch.
Shinsuke, just in case you didn't get the message, here it is again at the expense of Mojo, the NXT champion, choking the life out of Mojo Rawley.
Oh! Nakamura is here. Look at the eyes of Samoa Joe. Wait a minute.
Listen, security coming down with good reason. Keep these two separate. This is a big money match in Brooklyn. We don't want to let anything go down too early. I want these two both at 100%.
And security getting in between Nakamura and Samoa Joe.
It's a volatile situation. Blatant disrespect. Blatant disrespect for the champ by the King. You didn't want to do that, Shinsuke.
Nakamura is toying with the monster Samoa Joe.
The monster. Why would you poke the bear? Because the bear's being held back, restrained by about 10 men.
Psychological warfare at its finest here.
It's going to be different in Brooklyn.